Hey, hello. This is going to be my brief history with Guitar Hero, as it is nearing, I think, the 20th anniversary of Guitar Hero 2. I think it's coming up soon. Even though the version I played was 360 and that came out later, it's still the same game, really. And that was the game I started with, was Guitar Hero 2. My brother got it for Christmas one year, I think, probably 2007, the end of. So I started probably playing it in 2008. Um, I just saw him. I remember he was playing like a star power note, and he was whamming, and he was like, "Why am I not getting star power?" And it was just a regular note, and I recognized that he was probably only supposed to be getting star power on the blue notes. So I told him that, and lo and behold, that's what it was. I had no experience with Guitar Hero up until that point. That was the first time I saw it, and obviously I think I'd heard of it. Like, I didn't really care too much about music back then like I do now. I liked music, but I wasn't really exposed to a lot of stuff. So I think I started playing Guitar Hero on the controller on like DualShock or whatever. And I started getting pretty good at it, and I remember I called my brother in one day, and I was just playing Through the Fire and Flames on hard or something, and he couldn't believe it. Like, he was so shocked. And after that, I think I picked up the guitar at some point because I realized loved like the rhythm of it and getting better at strumming and like just recognizing like what note patterns to hit and all that. And yeah, I just started playing it like crazy like that for the next few years. Um, I, we had gotten Guitar Hero 3, and that was probably, my favorite game in the franchise. Overall, like, I played it all the fucking time, even at friends' houses. Like, I would go over and see it there, and I would start playing it. I played it in music class one day. They brought it in, and I shocked the whole classroom because I was super good at the game, for being a 12-year-old or 11-year-old or however old I was. At that point, I think I played Slayer, or Raining Blood by Slayer, and, I wasn't, like, super good or anything. Like, I was good, but, not on the level of, like, a lot of these crazy YouTubers and shit. But, I could hold my own. I was pretty decent. So I started a YouTube channel, and I started uploading, like, FCs and stuff with my shitty Dazzle capture card, and also just recording with a shitty ass camera, like awful cameras. I have no idea what I recorded with. I think it was iPod Nano and some other bullshit, and it was just terrible quality. And as a kid, you used what you had access to, and also with just YouTube becoming like a new thing, it was the Wild West really with copyright and everything. And that's eventually why my channel got banned, was I just had strikes from so many Guitar Hero videos. Like, I couldn't appeal it or anything, so they just took it down. But I think I had somewhere around 300 videos, and the majority of those were FCs. And I recently got on my old Windows Vista computer from around that era, and I didn't have every video I made, but I had a okayish chunk, and I am going to be uploading those as a bit of an archive. And then I decided, well, it just put me in a Guitar Hero mood, kind of watching all these old videos, and I decided to do a little send-off, and as a way of just saying, thank you and goodbye to Guitar Hero, in a way, because I doubt I'm going to be spending much time on any of the games ever again, really. It's just it's like I barely ever play them as is. Like, I played them here and there recently with Fortnite Festival coming out and everything, and I got into it with an ex, and, she loved Less Talk More Rock from Guitar Hero 2, so we kind of bonded over that, and I downloaded a bunch of custom songs for her and stuff, and that was fun, and we got to play that for a while, and that was probably the last time I played it, really. So, and I'm just, I'm getting older, and I don't really have much interest in the franchise anymore, and I just wanted to do this as a way of, just recognizing my past, and also just kind of connecting with it in a way I didn't really expect. and it's been really fun. It's been a really nice journey, honestly. Like, it's gotten me back in that headspace of just everything Guitar Hero was back in the day. Like, it was just such a cultural fucking touchstone at that time. Like, and the way Fortnite is today, I feel like Guitar Hero was just so popular and so mainstream. And I think there's a lot to be said for introducing a lot of people to music they would have never found. Guitar Hero led me to so many bands I would have probably never discovered. It shifted my music taste in so many ways. It, there's so many genres that I love now that I'm so open-minded to every genre because I've heard so much music. I think Guitar Hero and Rock Band played such a big part in that. And Rock Band especially, I feel like, of the two, Guitar Hero was always the more arcadey, fun game that I preferred playing guitar on, but Rock Band, I preferred playing drums on heavily, but I feel like Rock Band also catered more towards my taste, like, also with Rock Band Network having a bunch of independent artists and shit like that. But yeah, there's just so many artists I would have never discovered, like The Main Drag and Freeze Pop, and, a lot of these, those were harmonics bands, and I really love those bonus songs on Guitar Hero 1 and 2 a lot for that reason. Like, they're just shit you would never hear anywhere else, really, and I feel like I was lucky enough to discover all these bands through these games. And, it's crazy to me. Like, I don't know what my music taste would be like nowadays without those games, but I doubt it would be anywhere near as, I don't want to say sophisticated, but just like varied, and yeah, I've been playing Guitar Hero World Tour some, the definitive edition, and I love the Times Square stage because it's just such a time capsule for 2009. There's always ads and shit, and yeah, it's corporate, but like, that was the time. It's something that is kind of preserved in history with these games, and it's unfortunate that they'll probably never get re-released or anything because of copyright issues and all that, but I feel like we're still lucky to have what we got. It's crazy that we got so many games in such a short amount of time, even though a lot of them were bad, like smash hits, and, I like Van Halen more than a lot of people did, but I know a lot of people didn't like that one either, but, yeah, I didn't care for Guitar Hero 5, really. I think that's probably one of the worst ones, outside of, like, Spirit of Radio and a few other songs. I like Bring the Noise, too. I think that's from that game, but, and it has gorillas, too, so it's not, like, all bad, but I don't feel like the setlist is all that great. I think World Tour's setlist was a little mid, too, but, yeah, just in general, like, back in the day, you would go to Best Buy or Walmart or whatever, and you would see those, like, kiosks or whatever, like a guitar hanging there, and I would always just be playing while my parents went around and shopped and everything, and there were several times where a crowd would gather and watch me, play and everything, and I always loved that feeling of just, like, impressing people because I was this young kid and able to play, better than most people did. And, relatives were impressed and everything, and there's even a time where I went to Best Buy and some older guy was playing Rock Band 2, and I was just starting to get into drums at that point, and I saw the drums there, and I just, he got, like, one of those, like, Rock Band, like, band kits for me to sit on, like, and I didn't harm the merchandise or anything, but we played for, like, an hour or two while my dad was, like, getting his computer repaired or some shit. And, like, eventually an employee came over and brought me a chair, and, like, we both looked at each other, like, me and the guy were like, oh shit, like, hope we didn't get in trouble or anything, but I thought it was really cool, to have those just random spontaneous moments with people that is just playing the games for, the love of music and everything. I think there's something definitely lost there in time, even though, like, Clone Hero is obviously great for the competitive scene and, like, just in general, like, for customs and everything, like, the charting is often overcharted with open notes, and they're not as clean to play as the official charts. Like, even though I appreciate having those custom songs, I don't think I'm ever going to be, like, one of those people that likes playing custom charts all that much, just because it does feel like a, you know, vast difference in quality. I will say though, like the Rock Band 3 customs that I played back in the day, I played a lot of Frank Zappa customs, and those were really good. Like, especially on drums. Like, I feel like the Rock Band 3 customs for 360 that aren't available on Clone Hero, I think are honestly like better for the most part, from my experience between the two. I haven't played as much Clone Hero, but I did used to play a lot of Rock Band customs on Rock Band 3. Um, until my Xbox broke. And that happened recently, actually. That's kind of what started this whole thing, too. I was trying to just get on and play Guitar Hero 3, and my Xbox finally red ringed after like 12 years. I went through like 7 360s back in the day, and I would always be doing it for fucking Guitar Hero. Like, obviously I played Call of Duty and stuff at the same time, but majority of the time it was for Guitar Hero around then. And obviously I went through so many fucking guitars. Like, I had every guitar in the book back then, and you know, the one that lasted was the Explorer, of course, and the whammies fucked, but everything else worked, and I just prefer the plug and playness of it. I was never super into the PS2 or Wii ones, even though I had it on those two. But yeah, I really appreciate this franchise, and I've really reconnected with it in the past month or so. And I didn't really expect it. It kind of came out of nowhere, but I've been appreciating the music, you know, so many songs that I also didn't get to play yet. A lot of the Rock Band Network ones I've been playing and trying on Guitar Hero World Tour. And of course, they're different engines and stuff, so it's not going to be the same as like seeing it on that engine or whatever, but you know, I don't have the time or will to fucking do that and play every single different game. And I try to do a couple songs from each game, and just to my capabilities, like I'm not as good as I used to be, but I still got a couple FCs I'm pretty proud of. FCP Remix being probably the one I'm most proud of on this, you know, few week journey. That one took a while, you know, like at least a few hours for me to do. And between also, there's stuttering on my PC. Like, my laptop is fucking shit. It's from like 2013 or something, and it's not very good. Like, it's not for gaming really. It's very small, and it's a fucking miracle it can even run this shit, honestly, and record at the same time. So I kind of just had to deal with the fucking stuttering. I tried to fix it. I tried to, you know, lower the quality and all that. It didn't fucking matter. So I kind of just had to FC it in a go where it's like the least stuttering possible, because sometimes I would just get a stutter and it would completely fuck my run, make me miss. So even in the video you can see it stutter sometimes on some songs, like, and just it almost has like a variable frame rate. I don't know if that's because like I had VSync on or like off. Like, I had VSync off for Guitar Hero 3, I think, but I couldn't get Guitar Hero World Tour Definitive Edition to run smoothly without it on, I don't think. So I don't know, it was kind of fucked the whole time. Like, it wasn't perfect, but I did what I could, you know, with what I was able to. So yeah, if I wasn't able to do it on PC, I probably wouldn't have done it, because I don't have any means of recording on my 360 anyway. So I kind of just used it as an excuse to, you know, do a few FCs and kind of just have my goodbye for the game. And yeah, I'm gonna add in like a small Guitar Hero 1 review, either at the start of this video or at the end of it. I don't know which. But yeah, that was a really fun experience too. I did last night. But yeah, this will probably, you know, I'll probably wrap it up here in a minute. But you know, Rock Band also like got me into drums, and just like I wouldn't be able to play drums today, you know, without that experience of just playing Rock Band. Even though it's very different, it's at least closer to playing like real drums than it was playing guitar. Because I'm a shitty fucking guitarist. I've tried playing guitar, it's so hard, and I want to learn eventually, but you know, it's just, it's a hassle. You know, it's hard. It's Guitar Hero almost makes your fingers worse at at least for me, because I have smaller hands, so I kind of rely on my pinky, and to like, I kind of like, for solos and stuff, I kind of like rush it and kind of, I don't know how to describe it really. I just like, I don't really put my pinky like fully on the fret. It's like always kind of like resting down, so that kind of fucked me on real guitar, honestly, in the long run. It's not good to have all that muscle memory for Guitar Hero when you're playing a real guitar, I don't feel like, but you know, it is what it is. Um, yeah, I just want to say thank you to people back then, and you know, YouTubers as well, and content creators back then. I hate calling them that because I don't know, I've never really liked those terms all that much, but I mean, I guess YouTuber is fine, but you know, back in the day there was like James like Coulter, Guitar Hero Phenom, obviously him and his brother Scotty were so cool, and I used to hang out like on Ustream with them, and we did the endless set list once. I think I was on drums or guitar, I can't remember. And it like lagged out halfway through. A disconnect on endless set was just the most annoying fucking shit back then, because you couldn't rejoin, so there was no way, you know, that 6 hours were just gone, and I think we were trying to get the achievement or whatever. But it was super cool that they included me, you know, and like Earl SH, I think, commented on one of my videos once, which is cool. There was one of the guys named like FCP Ryan, I think his name was. He was always really nice to me, and I appreciated, you know, anyone paying attention to me back then, because I didn't really get too much attention for my FCs, but there was always a few people in and out that I appreciated, you know, recognizing me, because I was younger, and I was, you know, I would just always did it for fun. Even now, it's like I'm only ever gonna do this stuff for fun as a hobby, and I know I'm not nearly, you know, as good as other players or anything like that, but I'm still proud of what I did when I did, you know, when I was a kid. And yeah, it's been really fun, you know, this whole game and everything. Like, I really appreciate what it did for me, and what it, you know, it gave me more confidence, you know, in myself, because I kind of look at an FC like almost like a Dark Souls boss, you know. It's like you keep trying, and eventually you'll prevail. And you know, when you're getting to those final notes and everything, and your palm starts sweating, and you're like kind of overthinking, and like, you know, trying not to fuck up as hard as it is, it's like you kind of enter a flow state until it's over with. And when you're, you know, when you're playing like a hard song, it's like you're just so relieved that you got it. It's like, you know, I haven't had that feeling in many games. I mean, maybe like a battle royale or something once in a while. Like, even that, like, I don't really equate it to the same feeling. But yeah, I think it just made me realize that if I set out to accomplish something, I usually could, you know, unless it's something super fucking hard, like, you know, Jordan or something. Like, I would probably never be able to do that unless I grinded for like a fucking year straight. I think I could. I honestly do think I could probably FC that. Like, if I really learned the tapping methods and everything, like, I have no doubt I could. It's just, it's beyond me now. Like, I don't have any desire to really do that. Even though I love Buckethead. I wanted to do a Buckethead song, but, you know, I did one of the Guns N' Roses songs with him on it, so I guess that kind of counts. But yeah, Buckethead's another one. Like, I love him, and I love his music, and I probably would have never found him otherwise. And I think a lot of people feel that sentiment. You know, Jordan is such a popular song, and it's always been known. In my opinion, I think it's a harder song than Through the Fire and Flames, personally. But yeah, I think, you know, Guitar Hero is such a special thing, and Rock Band is such a special thing, and yeah, I just love these games. I'll always love them. Like, Rock Band 2 will always be one of my favorite games of all time, probably. You know, one of the most special games to me. Guitar Hero 3 will always be one of my favorites, you know, and Guitar Hero 2, of course. Like, I just wanted to do this because it's been, you know, it's coming up on the 20th anniversary, and I know it was the 20th anniversary of Guitar Hero 1 last year, and it's just fucking crazy that these games are that old at this point. And it's just making me realize like how old I've gotten, and you know, time's flying by, and I don't think I'll have any other point I'll be able to do this. So yeah, just wanted to say goodbye in a sense, and I think that's, you know, like, I think that's a good way of putting it. And even last night, it's like when I was playing Guitar Hero 1 for the first time, it's like I came across the song Even Rats, and I'd never heard of it before, and I've never seen anyone mention it or anything. And I was like really taken aback at how beautiful it was. Like, I really think it's a beautiful song, and I don't think Guitar Hero has had too many beautiful songs. You know, I think that and like Soothsayer and a few others I'm sure I'm forgetting, but I really appreciated that they included that in like the bonus tracks, and I think that was a good song, good discovering of a song to like end on. I think that was like a good send-off song in my opinion. I don't know why, it's just the vibes, it's like the melodicness of it. It feels kind of melancholic in a way, and yeah, it's just a goodbye to that game in the 2000s, and that's kind of what it is in my mind. So I feel like that's kind of the perfect note to end on, and I'll probably end it there.